Would you all stand, please, and we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance together? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, together, let's recite the four-way test of all the things we think, say, and do.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Those of you who are visiting Rotarians or who have guests, please keep on standing, and the rest of you may sit down. Face the camera.
I know, right?
This is Bella Frustacci. She's joining us today from Brighton.
Diana, what splendid words you gave to us last week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to, in a few minutes, honor an outstanding adult learner. So I'll just introduce to you, well, this is Shoaib. We're going to honor him in a minute. And his tutor, Diane Fischel. And this is Karen Bowen, who's the program coordinator at Boulder Reads.
Are you a visiting Rotarian today?
Hi, I'd like to introduce my husband, James, who's here to listen to Hunter Levins.
Since this is the best place to be in Boulder on an afternoon on Friday, I brought my mom who's helping us watch the kids. This is Chris Parkinson.
And over here. Ooh, beautiful pearls you've got there.
Thank you. This is my friend Brian. He is a guest and also a visiting Rotarian. So if you get a second and come say hi, I'm sure he would love that.
Ryan, where are you visiting from? Which road?
Westminster 710.
Westminster 710. Oh, you get up early for that.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're required to be an early bird.
So my guest today is Martin Ogle. Martin has attended with me at least once, perhaps twice before. Start working on more serious discussions about continuity here. Met Martin fairly recently. He's a naturalist by background, by profession, by training. Moved to Colorado a few years ago and has, among many other things, has started a program called the All Careers Initiative, which is designed to intersect with high school students, and younger students even, to teach them more early in their pathway of opportunities for thinking about how to develop careers that have sustainability at the core. And needless to say, we're both anxious to hear Hunter speak today.
Thank you, Gene. I'd like to introduce my close friend, Diane Rosenthal. Diane is very active in community affairs and has been very generous to our community. I know many of you know her, and I hope that you'll come up after the meeting and say hello to her and welcome Diane Rosenthal to Rotary. Thank you.
Bobby, I hope you'll soon be putting those crutches aside.
You should see the other guy.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Cassidy.
I am very, very pleased to introduce my good friend Maria Brink. She is an executive coach and a leadership coach, but she is also an amazing person. So we're really glad that she's here.
Mike has asked us to mention one of the 100 best things we can do this year. Looked over the list, and one of them is hold a Rotary sing-song. I figured nobody here is going to do that. But the other one is recall a special Rotary event or memory that you have and share that with one person. I think we can each do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Welcome members, welcome guests.
maybe no one will have a sing-along, but fortunately I get to do the agenda. So next week we're having a sing-along, and we're having a sing-along at the gala. So whether you want to do it or not, we're going to do it. So I'm so excited. This is going to be another great meeting. It is absolutely the best place to be on a Friday afternoon. I can't imagine being anywhere else. With Hunter Lovins as our program speaker today, of course, it's going to be a great meeting. So thank you, Hunter, for being here. So looking forward to it. I am bursting with excitement over the next couple of weeks, all the events that are going on. April 1st is our 100th year anniversary here in Boulder. So that's something to really be proud of. Yeah, so how about a big clap for that? Next Friday, of course, is a kind of a special program. It's going to be a birthday theme, and we have the program, the talents of our members. So it's going to be a great meeting. So why don't we go into this week's vignette? We're turning 100 years old, and we're telling our story 1 week at a time. Come on over, Sue. Talking about service in our community.
Thank you, Mike. I'll spare you and I won't sing this. When I tell people about Rotary, if they ask me what I love about Rotary, I tell them it's everything from international service, like curing polio, to community service. And today, I'm going to talk about community service. You've all heard about our first service project back 100 years ago, where we bought fly eradication materials for downtown businesses so they could get the flies out of the downtown that were left from what the horses did in the street. But we've always been active locally, and here are a few examples. In 1921, the city had to approve a $50,000 bond issue before they could replace an old Broadway bridge. A special election was scheduled, and Rotary members who wanted the bridge built to help their businesses, etc., felt that it was in danger of not passing. So they canvassed their neighborhoods to urge voters' approval, and it did pass. A 1999 RIB lists more than $15,000 in community service grants given by the club, and a blood drive that year benefited students who had been hurt in the Columbine shootings. Champion donors in the regular blood drives the club held, many of whom are in the room with us right now, included Hank Lopez with 94 pints, Bob Taylor with 31, Michael Weatherwax with 28, Carl Scott with 24, and Joanne Joslin with 12. That's a lot of blood, guys. I don't think we do blood drives anymore. Maybe we should. In the early 2000s, the club held 3 annual vision sessions on local issues, inviting citizens to evening meetings for panel discussions with community leaders on issues such as transportation and the CU-city relationships. More recently, in 2018, we sponsored a similar forum for congressional candidates in our district, partnering with Boulder Valley Rotary Club. Our quick response team of past presidents and board members mobilized when Boulder County experienced massive flooding in September of 2013. About 20 of our club members lived in Fraser Meadows, where the garage and all the cars inside it were destroyed. Damage to one wing required 50 critical care residents to be carried out and transported to other facilities. About 45 Rotary volunteers helped fellow Rotarians with flooded homes, removing contents, ripping out carpet, and rescuing furniture. Dozens of other members also assisted neighbors or friends and donated to community relief efforts. And mentioned before, but worth repeating, Crayons to Calculators, a program for which we were the initial sponsor, fills thousands of backpacks, more than 10,000 backpacks at this point each year for local students who can't afford school supplies. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. So today is World Water Day. So we have a short video we'd like to play.
Would you believe me if I told you you've used a weapon of war today? It doesn't discriminate. It can kill children, devastate families, and even bring a city to its knees. You would imagine that a weapon so destructive is difficult to come by. But you can find it anywhere if you know what you're looking for. Water is being used as a weapon. Clean water is being cut off. Pipelines are being attacked. Children are being forced to drink dirty water. In many conflicts, more children die from water-related diseases than from bullets or bombs. And it's happening right now.
Thank you. So this is very appropriate timing-wise. We as a club just had a district grant approved 2 days ago through the Rural Community Service Committee for a safe water drinking program up at the Ogallala Sioux tribe up at the Pine Ridge Reservation. On April 5th, Alessandro and Juliet will be up here talking to you about it, but it's something that's very exciting, and we're going to do our part to the 3 out of 10 children in the world do not have access to safe drinking water, and we're going to do our part. So April 5th for safe water. So on your agenda on the back side, I just want to highlight a couple of things. And the first one is on Tuesday, in just a couple of days, 4 or 5 days, we have the water hydration station ribbon cutting ceremony, 2 p.m., East Boulder Rec Center. We have 3 water hydration stations that were donated by this club, and the first of those 3 will be dedicated this Tuesday at 2 p.m. The second will be immediately following at around 17th Street at the Boulder Creek Path. The next, on Thursday, we're very proud to announce that Boulder Rotary Day has been declared by the City of Boulder, the County of Boulder, and the State of Colorado. And so in the next week and a half, each of those legislative bodies will read before their appropriate meetings that all of the good works that we've done over the last 100 years, and that April 1st is hereby designated as Boulder Rotary Day. So the first one happens next Thursday. So the next thing is next Friday. I already talked to you about the birthday party. It's going to be great. Come. Let's see. The Sunday after, 20-page insert in the Daily Camera talking about our club, and really kind of a nice highlight. Big kudos to Lindsay Sachs. She really kind of spearheaded the whole thing. I'm really looking forward. I've seen the draft of it. It looks great. So go buy a Daily Camera. So there you go. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is, of course, April 6th. That's our gala. If you have not paid Kitty yet, please pay her. That'd be great. But it's going to be a wonderful evening. I'll talk about it a little bit more next week and April 5th as we lead up to it. But that'll be fun. The way I like to think of it, someone asked me, like, Mike, we're going to have a birthday party next Friday, and then we have April 6th, which is the big gala. What's the difference between the two? The way I like to think of it is April 6th is going to be a wonderful, elegant affair. We're going to talk about what Boulder Rotary is, what it has been over the last 100 years, what it is currently, and what is possible the next 100 years. Next Friday is really going to be about the who. Who is Boulder Rotary? Okay? And of course, it's the members. It's the wonderful people to the left and to the right of you. There's lots of opportunity for us to volunteer. You look at the Daily Camera, there's a whole volunteer connection. But there's a reason why we come here together to every Friday and to work together. It's because of the wonderful people and the fellowship that we have. So next Friday, we're going to celebrate the wonderful members that we have. So please come. So that's the difference between the two. Of course, in a perfect world, you'd come to both, which is what I think you should do. So maybe I'm biased, but there we go. Okay, so outstanding adult learner, Shoaib El-Zanati. Come on up. Did I get your name right? Shoaib. Oh, great. I practiced all morning. So Great, thank you.
This is Shoaib Al-Zanati and his Boulder Reed's tutor, Diane Fishel. Shoaib's home country is Libya, and while he was there, he studied law and was active with a group that raised funds for the poor. This placed his family in political danger, and he had to leave Libya. When he arrived in the U.S. in 2014, he had no family or friends here, did not have a job, spoke no English, and was already really missing his homeland. But since then, he has managed to build a life here and actively contribute to the community. After arriving, he enrolled in Intercambio to work on his English, and he also attended the Boulder Library's English conversation groups to practice. Once he reached relative fluency in English, he enrolled in Boulder Reads at the Boulder Library to continue improving his reading, writing, and communication skills, and also to enroll in a GED class. He has worked with Boulder Reads tutors Diane Fishel and Kitty Noonan for nearly 4 years. His biggest accomplishments during that time have been improved self-confidence and increased active participation in the community. He's an active member of the Muslim-Jewish Alliance, which works to foster understanding between those two communities. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble with the light, exactly how it's on my paper. He teaches Arabic and Quran studies at the Islamic Center. He's involved with the Muslim Student Association at CU, and he gives talks there every 2 weeks. He's also spoken at middle schools and high schools and forums with other religious leaders. And once a month, he and a group from the center volunteer to cook a meal at the homeless shelter. They're also active in the volunteer program at the Boulder County Jail. Shoaib has also made a number of volunteer contributions to Boulder Reads. Most recently, he has undertaken the study of Hebrew with the goal of better equipping himself to contribute to cross-cultural discourse. He's an excellent, motivated, and caring student who really wants to learn and better human relations in his current community as well as his homeland. Please help me in congratulating Shoaib as our outstanding adult learner.
So right now my turn, is it correct?
Just go for it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Allah. I really appreciate it.
You're getting a standing ovation.
Yeah, mashallah.
Okay, go for it.
Hello everybody. Today I would like to share my story with you. 3 years after the Libyan revolution in 2011, the regime of the Libyan dictator came back. For those who contributed physically and verbally in this revolution, it became very tough and difficult for them to stay in Libya. The regime said to them, you have to choose one of these offers. Leave this country as early as possible or you will be in your grave. I learned from what happened when everything becomes dark in your life. This means God, Allah, is preparing something for you in another place. Long story short, in 2014, I arrived to Boulder. I started a new chapter in my life with your amazing language, English. I went to an international school here in Boulder, and the first class was about how to write A, capital, and small. But after 2 weeks, unfortunately, after 2 weeks, the principal expelled me out because I was unable to pay the tuition. The tuition was very expensive, $4,000 per semester. I was in lack of everything. I still remember that sad day. I returned back to my house. Then somehow, I was in the public library. I met Shali, and Shali explained the unique English program that Boulder Reads provides. Since that time, I have been learning English through Boulder Reads. The first time when I met Karen, she gave me a big smile and she said, don't worry, we will take care of you. And she dedicated many qualified tutors for me, such as Kitty, Connie, and Diane. I learned from every tutor what strengthens my English, but what I learned from Diane is how to talk confidently with native speakers. Long story short, after learning English through these years, through Boulder Reads, I can see light at the end of the tunnel. My religion teaches me that I have to thank and make supplication for those who teach me. So may Allah bless Boulder Reads and those who support this program, and may Allah have mercy upon those who said Amen. Amen. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, congratulations. Why don't you come on up, Bobby, and introduce our program. While we do that, pull out your raffle ticket. So come on up while you're walking, and I'll yell out the number. Okay, who is the winner? That is the question. Okay, ready? 225 1215. 1215. Someone? You got to yell. It's like bingo. You got to go, yay! All right, great. Brian wins. All right. We got to work on our bingo yell. Come on over. Thank you so much, Hunter. Yeah. Okay, so we have some new members to introduce and some that have been with us for 6 months who are going to be reintroduced. So come on over, Dorothy. Dorothy and Judy, come on over.
It's hard to follow someone who's just been talking about an old fossil. Oh, well, you all figured that out. I have the really big fun of introducing a friend of mine, Judy Harriet. I met her when she came into my civic engagement class, which I was taught many years at CU, a core class. So it was fun to have Judy come in and sit down with the underclass folk. I'm going to give you this really brief because I'm supposed to be brief here. Judy has been in the Boulder community for 20 years. During this time, she was widowed and very young. She raised 2 children as a sole parent, while also focusing heavily on volunteering in the Boulder court system on various political campaigns as a mentor to 2 lost girls of Sudan, for several cultural and film festivals, and with the Jewish community working on cultural events as part of its friendly visitor to senior citizens programs. Judy was very involved in a meditation community from middle school on, and it was this desire for fulfillment and happiness that led her to advanced education and a career in human resources management. She discovered that her desire to affect positive experiences for people was best served in an area where she spent so much of their lives, in the workplace. Judy acts on her beliefs. Right now, she's now doing another class, studying another class at CU, and this one on Introduction to Political Science. Judy's desire to serve the community as well as to surround herself with other like-minded individuals has inspired her to join Rotary. So I think Judy may have been born a Rotarian. When I read about her and see how much of her life she's given to others, it just fits how I see the largest humanitarian organization in the world she's about to join, the International and National Rotary. I hope you'll have a chance to get to know her. Please meet her, greet her, give her a hug. Who said that? And I would really like to have you welcome whom I consider a very special friend and a born Rotarian, Judy, and her last name is Harriet. Thank you.
You get a gold star for bringing her in. You get the red badge. You get the red badge on the way out. There you go. Okay, great, yeah. Okay, come on up, Carrie and Meryl. Somebody.
Just stand here. Trouble getting organized.
Oh, okay.
Jim is going to read.
Oh. Well, how about you come over here and
I'm
read
going to
it?
read it? You read it. Well, give it to me and I'll read it.
Come on over here, we'll interview you. All right, come on over here. Tell us about yourself. All right. You've been in Rotary for how many months?
6.
6 months. Great. Are we going to read this?
Well, Jim Umlin has absconded with...
Okay. How about George? You ready?
We're ready.
All right, come on over.
Thank you.
Now, Now, Chelsea, you have a requirement, though. I've got your blue badge right here, and you have a requirement. You have to say that Eastern Michigan Hurons are better than the Central Michigan Chippewas.
Never.
She went to Central Michigan. I'm Eastern. Okay.
Rivals.
Come on over. Who's talking?
Hi,
There we go.
I'm Jim Umlin. Sorry for the delay. And my pleasure to introduce Chelsea on behalf of her sponsor, George Garmany, who is obviously known well to all of us, and hopefully you're getting to know Chelsea. But just a reminder and a reintroduction, she is the Wapiti District Executive for Boy Scouts of America. And the district covers Boulder County, total of 13 cities. There's estimated 1,000 volunteers and 2,500 youth involved in the organization. Chelsea's 3 main focuses are, as executive director, surprise, surprise, money, manpower, and membership. She's grateful to the 2 individuals who drew her to Rotary, George himself and Danny Lindau. George and Danny are both very active with the Boy Scouts of America and exemplify giving back to the community. She became a member because of them, but also now enjoys the many service opportunities and the diverse group of people with whom she gets to meet. Since joining Rotary, Chelsea has been involved with the Boulder Beer Trail and is looking forward to joining a few more service action groups, including Crayons to Calculators, the Behavioral Wellness Initiative, and Peace Building. She's hopeful we'll be seeing more of her and her more frequently here as her work schedule slows down and she'll be able to attend more meetings. Rotary's been a blessing in her life, she says, and she is surrounded by successful and inspiring individuals whom she highly respects. So thanks, Chelsea, for the kind words and for joining us.
Okay, get our act together. I was biking back from an event for Michael Doherty, who's a member of our club and DA, and I'm on Pearl Street, and a car comes up next to me. I said, oh no, I went through a red light, and I'm about to get a ticket, you know. But it was Carrie, and she puts her head out the window and says, I want to join Rotary. And I said, sure, why not? And so we got to know each other, got to be good buddies. I am really honored to welcome her to the club. She grew up in Pennsylvania. She majored in communications, which is good for our club. She's got great marketing skills. And she attended Niagara University. She put her degree to good use with a successful career in marketing in the senior health care industry. Carrie is compassionate and passionate about helping seniors to find the best accommodations to meet their needs. She's employed by Care Patrol, where she serves seniors all over the northern part of the state, going south. It became very personal for her when she was called on to nurse her own mother, who suffered a debilitating stroke. It was the most challenging life experience Carrie has ever faced, but she met that challenge 24/7 with grace and grit, and it gives you some insight into her character, which is very deep. And Count John Terr, CEO of the Boulder Chamber, and often a visitor to our club, is a big fan of Carrie's. She volunteers for the Boulder Chamber. She helps new businesses get used to being in Boulder and trying to be successful in their operation. Carrie's married to Mark McIlvain, an attorney who works for the Promontory Financial Group, which is based in Denver. Carrie's also the proud mom of 2 dogs and 2 cats. She and Mark love to go skiing in the Colorado Rockies. They grab every chance they can to get up into the mountains, given their very busy work schedules, and take on the ski runs there. especially at Vail. Carrie is an honest, unpretentious, and compassionate human being who embodies the tenets of our four-way test. She promises to bring her marketing expertise and caring for others to the Boulder Rotary Club. So it's my honor and privilege to welcome Carrie to our club. Please.
Come on over. Oh yeah, you're going to. Here you go. You get a gold star. Gold stars are great. Come on over. There you go, Dorothy.
I didn't do this on purpose. It's that I forgot two things. And one, I really wanted to thank you, Hunter Levens. I have been listening and following you for a very long time, and I was so touched and moved by what you brought to us, and I really thank you. And the other is, this is hard that I forgot this one. I've been a fan of Joe Negus's since he was in college, and I married them and all that stuff, and he's been kind of like a grandson to me. And I forgot to mention that Judy volunteers in his office. So if you want to get better acquainted with Judy, find his office, Joe Negus's office, and you can just sit down and have a good time together. So thanks for letting me say that. Appreciate it.
And breaking news just in. There's a Boulder Rotary Club in Boulder, Colorado that's celebrating its 100th anniversary, and they formed a club 1919 where every member is going to participate at a level that they can support. More coming up next. Yes. Yes.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and welcome to this week's program. Next week's program, we're gonna party and have a cake.
Keg. And the fun and celebration just keeps coming. 100th Anniversary Gala, Saturday, April 6th.
Rotary comes home on Saturday, June 22nd, and we need hosts for the themed dinner party. These dinners are always a lot of fun, so contact Anne-Marie Reeder.
And this past Wednesday, the ribbon was cut on the Delicava Family Medical Pavilion at Boulder Community Health, changing the face of mental health care in the community.
One of 3 projects to celebrate our 100th year in this community and funded by our Club 1919 is our BRC Mindfulness Path.
And Boulder Rotary Club, let's recognize Diana Sherry for her incredible contribution to the path, but also the mental health care awareness in our community. Great job, Diana.
Congratulations to BRC's World Community Service Committee on the approval of the district grant for Ogallala Lakota Sioux Safe Drinking Water Project. Congratulations.
Just in time for Water and Sanitation Month.
Get rid of those old light bulbs and move into the 21st century. The Preserve Planet Earth Committee is giving away LED bulbs.
Damn, we're good. As we prepare to enter our 100th year.
Say it with us now.
Have a great weekend.
Dorothy Rupert reminded me that we tend to forget the things we want to remember, and we remember the things we want to forget. Our birthday boy is Bill Rubin.
Hi, everybody. Just a quick plug for the things that I'm involved in Rotary Interact. We're looking for a new chair for next year, so if you're interested, come and talk to me about that. And the RILA committee, we send kids to help them learn really great things up at Estes Park and near Monument, Colorado. And I'd love people to help with the interviewing and just talk to me about it. Thanks a lot for being here. That's great for me, that's for sure.
Okay, thank you. I just want to wrap our meeting up by giving some thanks to those that helped make the meeting a good meeting. Daryl Brown was our past president greeter. Nancy Bilica was our red badge greeter. Glenn and Pam, they helped us out at the registration desk. And Merrill, you helped us out with the raffle. So thank you very much. You think that we're a little over time, but we're actually not. The time for the meetings is dictated by the bylaws. And if you remember, 2 months ago, we passed new bylaws. None of you read it. I made the meetings last longer, so we're all good to go. Have a wonderful meeting, or have a wonderful weekend. Meeting adjourned.